Hello all, welcome to Life Skills from Sanskrit. I'm Jigar. Today we are going to look at a couplet that talks about the importance of keeping your resources safe and making sure that you have access to them whenever you need them. So without wasting any time, let's just jump into it. Pustakasthatu ya vidya parahastam gatam dhanam karyakale samutpanne na savidya natadhanam. Let me repeat that. पुस्तकस्थातु या विद्या परहस्त गतम धनम कार्यकाले samutpanne na savidya natadhanam. What we are going to do is we're going to divide this into two bits and then look at them individually. So let's have a look at the first bit. Pustakasthatu ya vidya parahasta gatam dhanam. Pustakasthatu ya vidya. Stha means lives and pustaka means a book. So knowledge, skills that reside in a book, something that you haven't yet learned, something that you haven't remembered, something you haven't learned by heart. If you haven't done that, and if you have let that knowledge sit idle in a book, what's going to happen? That's what this couplet tells. Now, the second part of the first bit tells us Parahasta gatam dhanam. Parahasta means in somebody else's hands, and gatam dhanam, money that has been given away, or money that actually is possessed by someone else. So knowledge that lives in a book and money that is actually kept with someone else. What happens? Because look, your knowledge, your skills, and your money are two of the biggest resources that you have whenever you need help, or whenever you need support, or whenever you want to do something in your life. So if you don't have any skills or knowledge, or if you don't have access to them, and then if you don't have any money, or you don't have access to your money, you get into trouble. So that's what this second bit of the couplet tries to tell us. Karyakale samutpanne na savidya natadhanam. When you're in need of that knowledge or that skills and of that money, what's going to happen? Na savidya natadhanam. They are not going to be available for you, because when there's an emergency, you cannot go and look for that knowledge in a book, and you cannot go and look for that money that is possessed by someone else. You need to keep your resources close, and you need to make sure you have access to them 24/7, because whenever you need them in an emergency, you are the best person to access them. If you keep it with someone else, what's going to happen is you might not be able to reach to them, and then of course you are in trouble. Again, so what this couplet tries to tell us is that all our knowledge, all our skills, we need to learn them, and we need to learn them by heart. And of course, the money or any other resources in the world that you might need to use, you need to make sure that you have access to them whenever you need. Because if you don't have access to them and they belong or they're possessed by someone else, you might not be able to access them in the time of their needs. So let's have a look at the couplet again. पुस्तकस्थातु या विद्या परहस्त गतम धनम कार्यकाले samutpanne na savidya natadhanam. My take on this couplet is knowledge stored in books and our money possessed by others are useless, as when in an emergency we have access to neither. We need to make sure that we keep access to all our resources and we do not let them get possessed by someone else. Thank you for joining me today. Stay positive, stay tuned.